Welcome to a 20-minute yoga flow. Let's get started on our backs. Grounding down. You can have your knees bent or out in front of you. Go and close your eyes and take a few nice deep breaths in through your nose, open mouth exhalation. I encourage you to set an intention for this class. Whatever first comes to mind, whether it's just to maybe gain more energy, release any negativity, or maybe just feeling nice and happy today. Something you can focus on for just 20-25 minutes. And go ahead and pull your knees in towards your belly, little rock side to side. And then coming into reclined figure 4, left ankle over right knee. Option to stay here or interlace your fingers underneath right knee. Nice and gentle. Option for left elbow to press the left knee away from you, if that feels okay for you. And then switching sides, right ankle over the left knee. Option to interlace your fingers underneath the left knee. An option to have your right elbow pressing the right knee away from you. Nice and gentle here. Sending deep breaths into your hips, glutes. Excellent. And then hugging those knees in. We're just going to rock back and forth, getting that momentum, coming into a standing forward fold. And then feet hip width distance apart. Option to take hands to opposite elbows, letting the head be heavy. Maybe swaying side to side. Maybe shaking the upper body, yes and no. Just loosening everything up here. And then releasing the hands to the floor or to a block. We're going to cross left ankle over right ankle. Just shifting your weight around until you can feel that stretch along the right leg. And then switching sides. Right ankle will cross over left ankle. Just gently shifting your weight around until you can feel that stretch along the left leg. And if you cannot touch the floor, that's okay. You can always use a chair or a block or stacked blocks. Go ahead and uncross, bending the knees nice and deep, and very slowly start to roll all the way up, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling the shoulders up to your ears and down the back when you arrive. Feet hip width distance apart. Nice engaged core. Inhale, sweep your arms out and all the way up. Interlace your fingers at the top. Lengthen your spine as you reach over to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the other side. Inhale, center. Cactus the arms. Lengthen as you reach your heart up and back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, dive it all the way down. Inhale to your halfway lift, palms to your shins, shifting your weight forward. Exhale to a forward fold. Plant the hands, step your left foot way back, and we're just going to shift our weight forward and back here, bending the knees, straightening the knees. Then planting your left palm, inhale, right arm high for a twist. Squeezing inner thighs, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, palm down. Plant the hands, step your right foot back, high plank. Option to drop your knees, shift your weight forward so your elbows go into your ribs. Lower all the way down. Untuck the back toes. Inhale, baby cobra. exhale to lower. Again, inhale cobra, peeling your chest off the mat, exhale lower. One more, inhale cobra, pressing into the mat as you lift your chest, lengthen, exhale lower. And then pressing it back into child's pose, knees wide, feet together, hips to heels, walking your hands out nice and long. Nice deep breath in, open mouth, sigh it out. And then tucking your toes will meet in downward dog, lifting those hips up and back, spreading all 10 fingers nice and wide, option to pedal your feet out. Look between your hands, travel your feet forward, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale, reverse swan dive, reach your arms out and all the way up. Palms together, exhale, thumbs to your heart. Nice engaged core. Inhale, sweep your arms out and all the way up. Interlace your fingers, exhale over to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale, center. Option to cactus your arms, lengthen as you reach your heart up and back. Little back bend here. Inhale up, exhale, dive it all the way down. Nice flat spine. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Switching sides, right foot steps way back, and just like on the other side, we'll shift our weight forward and back, bending the knees, straightening the knees, just putting some movement into the hips here. And then coming to stillness when you're ready, left knee over the ankle, squeezing inner thighs, lengthen through your spine as you reach left arm up. Exhale, palm down. And then stepping left foot back, high plank. Option to drop the knees, elbows go into the ribs as you lower halfway down or all the way down. Option for cobra or upward facing dog if that's in your practice. Nice engaged core will meet in downward dog. And it's just an option to take that flow. You can always skip it and come to downward dog. Sweeping right leg up nice and high. We're going to sweep your right foot on the outside of your right hand. Coming into lizard lunge, nice deep lunge here. Make sure that your right knee isn't going past your ankle, and then dropping the back knee. So you can always walk your right toes off the mat if you need some space. You can use a block or a blanket here as well. Untucking the back toes. And feel free to stay right where you are. If you're already feeling a really deep stretch and your left hip creased, your thighs, hips, stay right here. When you're ready to progress, you can bring your elbows, forearms down to the mat, a block, pillow, or blanket. Make sure you're taking deep breaths. And we're just doing a short stretch here. So planting both hands, lift that back knee, and we're gonna step your left foot on the outside of your left hand, coming into yogi squat. So deep squat here. If this is too much for your knees or hips at the moment, you can use a chair or don't sit as deep as I am. You can also use a block here to sit on also. So drawing your tailbone down, no matter where you are, lifting the chest up, press your elbows into the inner thighs. Again, you can always use a block if you need it. And this might be too much on the knees or hips or low back today, and that is okay. Do as much as you can. When you feel complete, we'll come into a forward fold, planting the hands, bringing those feet back to hip width distance. Inhale to a halfway, exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, stepping both feet back, high plank, option to flow through to your chaturanga, upward facing dog. Again, you can always skip this. Or if you don't know quite how to flow through, I do have a completely different video on this move. No matter where you are, we'll meet in downward dog. Switching sides, left leg reaches high, sweeping your left foot on the outside of your left hand. Option to stay here. Option to drop the back knee. untucking your toes. You can walk your foot off the mat. And each side is different, so make sure you're listening to your body. Do make sure that your left knee isn't going past your ankle or past your toes. Again, feel free to stay here or dropping your elbows to a block, blanket, or the mat. Lengthen through your spine, so reaching your heart slightly forward. Nice deep breaths. Relax your facial muscles. If your elbows are down, go ahead and start to come up. Nice engaged core, tuck the back toes. We're going to step your right foot outside your right hand, coming into that yogi squat once again. Nice deep breaths, pressing elbows in towards your thighs. Again, that's okay if you can't sit as deep as I am. Keep lengthening through your spine, no matter where you are. Deep breaths. Plant the hands, forward fold. Bring your feet back to hip width distance. Inhale, halfway lift, reset your spine. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, all the way back down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Stepping both feet back, high plank, option to flow through. Or you can skip it, coming into downward dog, which is where we will all meet. Looking between the hands, travel your feet forward, whether you hop, step, or jump your feet forward into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, melt it down. Bend the knees, set your hips back, biceps to the ears. Quick chair pose here. Send your hips way back, a slight tuck of your tailbone. Breathe, and then come all the way up. Nicely done. So preparing for figure 4, left ankle over right knee. Sit your hips down and back. Palms can come to your heart. Pick a non-moving focal point. Breathe. Option to stay where you are or bringing the hands to the mat if that is accessible to you. You do not have to go there today. Make sure that your left foot is flexed. And then come all the way up when you're ready. Feel free to pause this and retake this portion over again. Kind of went through it a little bit quickly. But we will switch sides. Nice engaged core, right ankle over left knee. Sit the hips down and back. Nice engaged core, pick a non-moving focal point. Option is sit a little bit deeper, stay where you are, or bring your hands to the mat. And each side is different, so if bringing your hands to the mat is not accessible on this side, that's okay. Relax your facial muscles. Beautiful. When you're ready, come all the way up and release. Inhale, arms sweep it out and all the way up. Exhale, flat back, dive it all the way down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands, step it all the way back, high plank. Option to flow through. We'll all meet in downward dog. When you're set, right leg sweeps it up. Exhale, bring that right foot again on the outside of your right hand. Dropping the back knee, untucking the toes. This time we'll have our right foot about where our right hand was, so just bring your right hand closer to your left. And then allow your right knee to slightly drop over to the right. We're just opening our hips a little bit deeper here. Again, you can always use a block to bring your hands up on. And then we're coming into half pigeon, walking your right foot over towards your left wrist. Scooting your left leg even further back. Option to stay here or come down to the forearms. Forearms can also be on a blanket or a block. Nice deep breaths. If you find yourself rolling over onto the right side, you can use a blanket or pillow or block to prop you up underneath your right glute. When you're set, come all the way up. And just an option here, practicing bending that back knee, again, just an option, as your left hand reaches for the left foot. Squeezing your inner thighs to help your base of propping you up. Option to bring your back foot into the crook of your elbow. And maybe practice coming into Mermaid by hooking the hands. Just something to play around with. When you're ready, tuck the back toes, plant your hands, stepping it back, high plank to downward dog. And switching sides, left leg is going to sweep it up and then sweeping on the outside of your left hand. Making sure your foot this time, we're going to bring it a little bit closer towards your left hand as you slightly drop your knee over to the left, ever so slightly. And you don't have to stay still here. You can definitely move around, maybe side to side, nice and gentle. And then when you're set, there's no rush. You can always pause the video. We'll bring coming into half pigeon, walking your left foot over by your right wrist. And as you drop your left knee down, scoot your right foot back. Option to stay here. You can always bring that left foot a little bit closer towards your right hip if you need to bend the knee more. Option to come down to the forearms. Nice long through the spine, nice deep breaths. Maybe even scoot your right leg an inch further back. So option to play around with Mermaid, taking it in steps. Again, we'll come up, bending your back knee. Right hand will reach for the foot, stay here. Maybe placing the foot into the crook of the elbow, squeezing your inner thighs to help your base stay up so you're not falling over, and maybe even connecting the hands together. And it's just an option to play around with. When you're ready, plant the hands, stepping your foot back. Option to flow through one more time, or coming into downward dog. I do have another video on that dives deeper into half pigeon and mermaid, so feel free to check that out. And then coming into a straddle seated position, one hand in front of you, one hand behind you, and then press your hands down to help scoot your hips forward. Flex your feet and then track your knees up towards the ceiling. Option to use a block here, possibly. Taking your arms nice and wide, we'll reach your left arm underneath, right arm reaches up and over. Try to rotate your chest up towards the ceiling. And if you need a block, placing your block at whatever height you need behind your left leg. Keep rotating your chest slightly up towards the ceiling, maybe even gaze up underneath your armpit. Inhale all the way up, and then we'll switch sides. So this time, left arm is going to reach up and over towards the right. Right arm can either go onto the block or reach your right arm the opposite direction underneath. Make sure you're slightly twisting your chest up towards the ceiling, maybe even gazing up underneath your armpit. Nice deep breaths. And then inhale all the way up. So you might need a block here. Lengthen through your spine as you hinge from the waist. Try not to round the spine. And if hinging forward is too much for you today, that's okay. Stay where you are. An option to keep flexing your feet or practice pointing your toes. Nice deep breaths. Maybe in a few breaths, you come down a little bit further. And again, it's just an option. If you're really tight on the insides of your thighs or hips, this may be too much for you today. Couple more deep breaths. Option to hinge a little bit more forward, and it's just an option again. And if you're down, go ahead and slowly start to come up. We'll bring feet hip width distance or wider, and then windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then coming cross-legged, we're going to hinge forward again. And that's okay if you can't bring your elbows all the way down to the floor. Once you feel one more stretch in those glutes. Beautiful. So just coming into our last position here, I'm going to stay seated, but feel free to come down, lying down on your mat. And we'll just relax all of our facial muscles. If you're lying down, you can extend your legs out in front of you. And then we'll focus on our breathing. Nice deep breaths in through the nose. Nice and gentle exhalations. Wherever you are, with eyes closed, focus on relaxing all the muscles within your face. Relax the muscles down in your neck, into your shoulders. Relaxing all the muscles that hug your spine, all the way down into your hips. Relax your glutes. Relaxing the muscles all the way down into your legs, all the way down into the arches of your feet. And relax each individual finger and toe. And then coming back to your intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. Coming back to your breath. Just for a moment here, noticing the air slipping in through the nostrils. Noticing your breath exhaling out the body. Noticing the temperature of the air around your body. And then bringing your awareness inside. Noticing how you're feeling right in this moment. Before we end our practice together, I want you to think of 3 things, just 3 things that you are most thankful for right now. With a gentle smile on your face, take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your lungs completely, bringing the breath all the way up to the top of your chest. Deep exhalation out your mouth. Again, deep breath in, fill the lungs all the way up to the top. Open mouth exhalation. Then bringing the palms together in prayer pose in front of your heart. Let's do one more deep breath together. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. It would mean so much to me if you could please hit that subscribe and like button. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.